Hi Scorpio, welcome to your March 2024 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you this video. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. With that said, remember these are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. I use whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know. And if you're only going to watch one of these, make sure it's for your ascendant. It's going to be that much more accurate for you on the day-to-day level. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to pop these to the side. We need Mars, which is in Aquarius, and we need Uranus, which is in Taurus. So Mars, on the 8th of March, Mars is going to, your ancient ruling planet Mars, is going to square Uranus from your, so Mars is in the sign of Aquarius at sorry, not at 0 degrees. Mars is in Aquarius and it's going to, which for you occupies your 4th house of home, family, property, real estate, is going to square Uranus in your 7th house. So your family sector and your relationships, partnerships, connections, collaborations of all kinds, personal, professional and platonic, potentially come into a bit of a tight spot, right? Mars is you. And it rules both your 1st house and your 6th house of Aries, right? Which, while could be a family member and a significant other that aren't really getting on, or you're forced to choose or to mediate between the two in some regard. It's also possible that daily chores are the problem. So maybe you feel like you're always the one doing all of the housework. Maybe you feel like you're the one that's always having to look after and fix the house or whatever the case might be. And it's like you maybe feel that somebody else isn't pulling their weight. Now, this doesn't mean that you're breaking up because of it. It just means that it will need to be addressed in order to move forward. I really like Mars in the 4th for things like DIY, etc. Now, because Uranus is involved, maybe there are plans to change or enhance the home in some way, but you realise that the upgrades are either very pricey or that you're not sure that they're worth it, right? And it's possible that these could be tech updates, or maybe a partner says to you, if you have one, I don't think this is the right time to do this, or you know what, it's going to cost too much, or whatever the case might be. Remember, this is quite an explosive energy. So this clash between family and partner, maybe even between home and work, right? You remember your 7th house is not just your significant other, it's personal, professional or platonic. So maybe a friend and a family member aren't seeing eye to eye. Maybe a partner, or maybe, you know, a partner that you work with or that you work alongside says, look, you know, maybe they're not pulling their weight, right? And so the 4th house being your emotions, maybe you feel like, you know what, I'm doing all of the work at work, and work at work. I'm doing all of the work and, you know, you're not pulling your weight. And so you have to voice that opinion. For this, you've got the Ace of Wands with the Knight of Cups and the 7 of Pentacles. So you are putting in a lot of hard work and effort and graft. For those of you that want to do things like DIY and change and shift the house, it will be a worthwhile investment, but I am going to tell you straight up, it does look like it is pricey. And so, you know, I will say that probably the only saving grace to this is that it's stuff that can happen relatively quickly, or things that you'll be able to source relatively quickly. But I have to say they probably won't, like that. It's not cheap. That's all I'm going to say. Like the finance aspect of it is definitely a thing. And that Ace of Wands with the Knight of Cups, it will be a spirited conversation that needs to be had. Now, on the 14th of the month, I forgot to mention as well, if I ever don't mention the degrees that this is happening, or I forget one of the dates, etc., please check the description. That stuff will always be in there. Where are you? On the 14th of the month, the moon will conjunct Uranus, and both of those planets are in the same sign, as in the sign of Taurus, in your 7th house, partnerships, relationships, etc. But because Jupiter is there, yes, it's a 7-degree orb, but I'm still calling this a triple conjunction because it's quite a big energy, right? So in your relationship house, hard conversations are being had. The moon for you rules your beliefs and your ideologies. Uranus is your home and family, and Jupiter is your money and your creativity. Is possible or should I say, is it possible that you are idolizing some partnerships and connections into something that they really aren't, right? There might be, I'm sorry to say this, but there's a little bit of an air of delulu going on here, right? So there's something about you needing to bring it back down to ground to say, okay, let's see things as they are. Let's put some things in place and say, okay, this is how we're going to move forward. Mars squaring the moon at the same time from Aquarius, Mars is squaring the moon, and at the same time it also speaks to potentially unfulfilled desire for more harmony than is possible at this moment in time because of the emotional upheaval. The moon is ruled by Venus, right? Because obviously the moon is in Taurus, so it's ruled by Venus. Venus is in Pisces, so where she's exalted. Put Venus in Pisces. And that means that negotiations will require some tact rather than just kind of trying to force your ideas or your way of doing things forward. But because Venus rules the moon, Uranus and Jupiter, and she's in her exaltation, that energy of harmony, diplomacy, sort of, ease is coming in. And so that's actually a really good thing, right? It will help the negotiations. You've got the Queen of Swords. You do have to fight for your viewpoint, but you've got to do it in the right way. With the Ten of Pentacles, the results can absolutely be worth it. And with the Star card, again, this whole thing around technology in and with the home. You could be sort of battling this back and forward, right? But that Ten of Pentacles with the Star is lovely because it means that the longevity of the partnership, the collaboration, the connection is absolutely there. And it also provides you with, as I say, the diplomacy to talk it out. You'll be able to find an even keel here in some way, shape or form. So I like that. The Queen of Swords, you will need to fight for it. It's also possible that an Aquarius woman might help or assist you in some way to do this as well. On the 17th of the month, the Sun is going to conjunct Neptune in the sign of Pisces. Let's put this here. Where are you? Neptune. Put that there. So this is in your 5th house of pleasure, creativity, romance, joy. This sector for you is getting like a really lovely, dreamy boost, right? This could be a lovely energy in the air. This could be the healing and the soothing balm that you actually need within the home sector if things have been a bit more tumultuous than you would like. This energy is actually very lovely, especially for creativity, sensuality, sexuality. If you've got children, this could make, even creative pursuits or ideas that you pursue with your children could be really wonderful at this time as well. This happening in the 5th house, which is a house that the Sun actually has a lot in common with, right? Because the 5th house is naturally ruled by Leo. There's pleasure and romance, and if you're partnered, this could go a long way to making a really gorgeous connection between you and your partner. I really love this for those of you that have got children as well. It's like you're sharing something, maybe your kids are sharing something with you that makes you really happy, or you are doing something with your children that makes the collective happy. Finally, the 5th house is very lucky, so there could also be career development because the Sun for you rules the Sun rules Leo, right? But the Leo occupies your 10th house of career, so this could be some kind of lucky break around the career, or maybe some kind of development that comes back to you in some regard, some good luck or some good karma, if you like. In your career, right? This could be the universe saying, here's a reward, here's a lucky moment or a benefit in some way. Given that this energy is somewhat unaspected, it means that nothing interferes with this gift or the realization that comes from within. So for this, you've got the Magician card. So there's definitely some powerful person helping or assisting you. There's a blessing of some sort that comes in with the King of Cups. So this could be somebody that's very artistic, very creative, very psychic, very intuitive. It could just as easily be somebody that really takes a shine to you or wants to assist you in some way. And you have this with the Page of Swords. It is likely to be through the work on the career that this will show up. It can show up in other ways, but I feel like it will be in this regard. And then finally on the 21st of the month, where is it? That will be in Aries. The sun will move into Aries. Saturn will conjunct Venus. All right, so this is again happening in that 5th house. Venus is in her exaltation in the 5th house. Pleasure, romance. Venus loves to be in the 5th house. She understands this energy, right, of love and romance and creativity. Venus is skills. It's the things that help us shine. She's smoothing the edges of Saturn and makes things nice and brings an air of luxury and refinement to the energies that are floating about at this time. I really like this for accessing the blessings that are available to you that much more right now. And if you have if you find it hard to relax or to chill, it wouldn't be an exaggeration, because you've got Saturn moving through your pleasure house. So if it's been harder for you to have that pleasure and that joy, this will be welcome. It's like Venus puts her hand on the stern dad's sort of arm and says, oh, come on, ease up a little bit, right? Venus for you represents your relationships, but it also represents your past, right? And your past sector. This could be a dedication to more pleasurable experiences, and Saturn in your communications Saturn ruling your communications and your home as well, and your home and environment. It's like you're doing something for or with it's doing something with a partner that feels good in your local area. That's one way this could show up. Or even just spending time with the kids or family, like kids if you have them, that feels like it bonds you or all of you in that much more. This is memories that are made that go a long way to solidifying the harmonized experience in some regard. For this, you've got the 3 of Wands. Don't be afraid to get out and explore your local area. This could be wonderful with the Sun card, right? And if you've got trips, journeys, holidays, etc. that you want to plan, this is an ideal time to do it. It's also a great time to do the travel, to be fair. And then you've got the 9 of Wands, right? So this could be rectifying travel plans in some regard, and also can go a long way to finding or creating and facilitating some kind of healing within the relationship. So I love this. I actually think that's very nice. Now on, I can't remember what day it is, but remember to check the description. It will be in there. You've got the Pisces new moon in your 5th house of pleasure, joy, and romance. And yeah, because that'll be in a sextile to that. Right, so this could be really nice. And this is a fresh start in the romance sector, but also potentially a fresh start with, if you have kids, if things have been a bit challenging with them, or, things have been all over the place, this could go actually a very long way to bring in healing to those relationships as well, which is also possible and very often needed, right? You got this with the gate 24 and returning. For those of you that have had problems or struggled to bring your creativity back to life in some regard, this bodes very, very well for you. And then on the 25th of the month, I remember this one because it's my mum's birthday, the sun will be in Aries and the moon will be in Libra. This is a 12th house eclipse. Someone or something comes back into your world from your past. And this is a full moon, right? It's a full moon lunar eclipse. So this is a big, not only is a full moon a completion point, it's a full moon lunar eclipse, which is a grand completion. It's in the 12th house, which is the house of endings, completions, and culminations. So this is a big ending in some regard. And the fact that it's in Libra, this could be around a certain type of relationship or a certain issue within a relationship. It doesn't have to be the relationship itself. It could also be the highlighting of some kind of personal hang-up where you kind of really get in your own way. Remember, the sun for you rules your career, the moon for you rules your 9th house, which is your reach out in the world, right? So in some way it's like everybody's getting a good peek at who you are on the deeper levels of self. It could feel really exposing, but at the same time it could be very cathartic. It might be a moment where it's like, oh, you know what, I'm so glad that everybody knows now. I don't have to hide about this anymore, right? So this puts you in a very good space. You do have the gate 17 and opinions. Remember, other people's opinions are literally just that. It doesn't make it real, right? Just because you hear a rumor doesn't mean that it's real. Just because somebody has a different opinion to you doesn't make that, you know, it's not, everyone's opinions are valid as far as I'm concerned. Even if they're ones that you don't like, you can let them have it, right? The other thing with this card as well, sometimes it reminds you that you have to stand for your own opinion, right? And you guys tend to have no problem or issue with that. So maybe, just maybe, this is really about your opinion of yourself and where that might get in the way from time to time. With that said, if you haven't yet, the court card, the All About the Court Cards course is up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. You can get that on the link in the description box below. Remember, with this, you are what's the word that I'm looking for? So created it's bite-sized chunks of information. You're going to be looking at archetypes, you're going to be looking at the astrology. There is so many good pieces of information that are literally easy, digestible, and able to be used immediately. You'll be able to insert this stuff into your readings as soon as you have started working through the course. I've seen people give incredible readings. They get to the court cards, the whole thing falls apart, right? It's easily done, right? If you don't understand them at that level, you've got, trust me, PDFs, videos. It's a lot of fun. I've tried to keep it engaging, but like I said, it's short, sharp bursts of information. So you're taking it on board and it's just going to sink in and you'll be like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So if you want to get that, get the link. You can get it on the link in the description box below. For those of you that would like to get personal readings with me, you can do so on my website, and the link for all of that, tarot, astrology, numerology, energy work, it's all in the link in the description. Take care, and I'll see you soon.